Only problem, I bought it from a fake seller.
James Dainard just walked over to my desk.
If you skip the first 3 steps, that's the easiest way to lose money. Hey guys, it's James Dainard and we are back on BiggerPockets and we are going to be taking you through our mid-century modern flip. If you remember, about 10 months ago, we put a video out when we first purchased the property. We're going to walk you through the renovation, walk you through all the math, and how we made over almost $300,000 on this project. So before we dive into all the amazing finishes on this property and how we tied the whole property together, let's recap the math. We contracted this property for $1.05 million. We paid $150,000 assignment fee, which put us at a price of $1.2 million. We ended up originally having a budget of $200,000 and targeting an exit price of $700,000. As the market started to increase, we adjusted our plan and we spent an additional $100,000 on the renovation. But that money paid off well and we ended up selling it for almost $300,000 more than our original pro forma. So how did we use this $100,000 in overages to turn into $300,000 in profit? So what we did is we really had to slow down the renovation process and think about what we were doing. We wanted to make sure that we were updating the whole structure but not jeopardizing the integrity of the home. When you have a piece of art like a mid-century home or that classic craftsman property, it's really important that you don't rip all the guts out and just throw in generic stuff. But that means that your finish level and spec package is going to be substantially more money. So what we did and where the money went is we ended up about halfway through the project, we switched out our specs and we went a little bit more custom feel rather than just generic. So things that we spent money on, this kitchen alone cost us about 3 times more than our standard kitchen. Typically for this property, it's going to cost us about $12,000 for cabinets and countertops installed. On this property, we spent about $25,000, not including the appliance update. So where did it go? Instead of using a standard generic cabinet, we went to our local cabinet shop and they were able to supply us with a mid-century flat panel cabinet. Mid-century homes want clean lines. That doesn't mean throw in a shaker or a bevel cabinet. We wanted to play into the era. This does cost more money, but what it also allowed us to do was give it more flavor. Our cabinet company allowed us to select our own colors, so we were able to really pick all the finishes we want. We actually went with a navy cabinet to give it that mid-century era feel. We then upgraded all of our knobs. The little details make huge impacts. We went with mid-century round knobs and lever pulls. These knobs cost us nearly 10 times what our normal knob would be. So those are things you want to think about when you're trying to restore an old home. In addition to tying into the era and putting the right finishes in, you still had to do the right floor plan. So on this main level, we didn't have to do a ton of reworking, but we did relocate the kitchen to where we put the sink and the dishwasher over here. We put in a range in the island. We opened up this whole wall to give it a great room feel. In addition to opening that wall, it allowed for all this really cool window schedule to flow in and give it that amazing first impression. Another major cost that we incurred that we updated as the value started increasing was our window schedule. So in this property, we updated every window throughout all levels with black vinyl windows, or black on the outside, white on the inside. But in the main entryway, we had this very cool, unique mid-century window schedule. As a remodeler, it's really hard to replicate this with the framing and the window cost, and you end up shrinking your sizes, and it can really affect your curb appeal and the feel of the house in nature. We didn't want to rip out that character and jeopardize the feel. We had to retrofit in all these windows, so we didn't want to change the framing. This windows cost us nearly 3 times what a normal window would cost us, but it was worth it because it got us that high exit price. Other things that we wanted to make sure that we maintained to keep that era was this amazing fireplace. This is probably one of the coolest fireplaces I have gotten to work on over the years. We ended up refinishing the whole hood. We didn't want to replace it with a new one. We wanted to keep that era. We tuck pointed the brick and kept it the original style to where it had a corner opening fireplace and it really gave that whole feel all the way through. So now when you transitioned in the house, we got it more open with a great room feel. We kept the window schedule so it made it feel eclectic in the original style, and then it tied in with this fireplace. But don't forget to add in your little accents. So things that we also wanted to do to kind of help emphasize this fireplace was we added a texture woven wallpaper, which is a mid-century era feel as well. So now when someone comes in, they get the original feel, but with a little bit of modern flair that will get you that premium price. Now when renovating these homes, make sure you don't rip out all the character. We're gonna go see what we did in the bathroom to keep little unique items, but also what we did is we updated everything, but we kept the original fireplace stone. The reason we wanted to do is we wanted to kind of tie all the eras together. By keeping this, it gives it that retro feel. People feel like you didn't rip all the character out. So just because it's old doesn't mean rip it out. All right, so the upstairs was actually the easiest part of the project. We still needed to update the whole thing to get that premium price. So we rewired it, we replumbed the bathroom, we added in overhead lighting because we want it functional as well, but we didn't have to do a whole lot of heavy lifting here. When we bought the property, it was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house with an optional kind of third office. What we did need to do was maximize the floor plan. But what we did here was we kept 2 bedrooms, 1 bath up. We added a primary suite down below, which is we're gonna go check out in a second. And then we added another bedroom and bathroom in the basement. But up here, it was really important that we got it modern, we got it updated. And then in the bathroom, we wanted to update it with a new vanity set that was very timeless. We did terrazzo floors, which ties in with the architectural style, and a very basic, simple tile backsplash that gave it an updated but timeless feel. In addition to, we spent the time and we slowed down to keep certain styles. There was a boxed in lighting soffit, which is from the mid-century era. We had our guys not eliminate that, we worked around it, so it kept that flavor and feel. So now let's check out our new primary suite. So again, when we bought the property, it was 2 bedrooms, roughly 2 bath, and then down below, it was a weird office bedroom, a small little half bath-ish, and then a kind of a bonus room with a fireplace. It has a narrow feel to it, it's about 14 feet wide, so we had to get kind of creative with how we laid it out. But what we did to maximize the value wasn't about just putting in the right finishes, it was about making those main spaces feel good. So if you came down before, it was very tight, it was kind of a concrete area, didn't feel really good. We installed oversized windows in these 2 sections, so when people are living in their primary, it feels nice, open, and airy. In addition to, we put a full light door in to allow for more natural light that leads up to a nice garden patio, so they get that ambience in their primary. So other things that we had to do to maximize the value was to make sure that we had the right closet space. People don't like spending millions of dollars if they can't get their things in. But because of how narrow it was, we had to design it for a California closet to get the lines symmetrical throughout the project. So the best we could do was install this California closet, which does give for extra rows. Actually, the built-in closets are coming. They're just on special order, supply chain issues. But what we were able to do was give it an oversized bathroom with how the layout was. We couldn't achieve a 5-piece bath because of the dimensions, so we ended up installing a 6.5-foot shower to give it that roomy feel. We added an oversized double vanity that ties in with the mid-century vibe. As you can also see that the cabinets and all the bathrooms are very cohesive. We don't break them up every which way. Mid-century modern updates are supposed to be clean lined, simple, elegant, timeless. You don't want to go crazy on each bathroom and have them feel totally different. Make sure it's cohesive. So now we're in the basement, and this is where a lot of the heavy duty framing was done. Many times, actually, basement refinishing or adding space is the biggest thing you can do to increase the profitability of the property. When we bought the home, it had 800 square feet roughly that was raw and unfinished, not livable. Also had weird posts and beams all the way through, so when you came in, it's like you went down this weird hallway, came into this section, and just wasn't functional. So we reframed the whole property. We added in 2 major beams through here to be able to get the perfected floor plan. You always want to make sure that you're thinking through your floor plans and all the spaces are good. You don't want to buy this really cool mid-century house, do the right renovation, but then have bad flow. Many times these 1950s era's homes can have very boxed in feel. So you do need to correct the floor plans to maximize the right value. So we added a bedroom in the back corner with an egress window. We put in a full bathroom next to it because you have to be able to service every one of your bedrooms with a bathroom to maximize that value. In addition to, we did a wide open bonus space so people can host and entertain, which is always big for resale as well. You want people to come into your house, make sure they can feel it. They want to think about having their friends over to this really cool property and showcasing it off. off. So now that we showcased off the interior of the house, let's look at the outside and how we tied in our landscaping plan with the architectural style that again helped us get that premium price. So let's see what we did in the backyard. We really tricked this thing out. It was really important because we had this hidden garden house, this mid-century gem in the middle of a urban area of Seattle, that we wanted it to feel that way. So we ended up, it had a large concrete patio with a rotted out deck that we ended up ripping out. We didn't want to just go with standard pavers because we wanted to give it that cool mid-century feel. So we added in 24 by 24 pavers. We actually spliced in grass to give it a more natural feel. We did a little hidden garden gravel pathway so people can have that ambiance there. And then we put some money into the carport so it tied in with the architectural lines of the house. We ripped out all the kind of clutter, we refinished it out, then we added a 2x2 slat wall to tie it all together. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to our recap of our mid-century modern flip. If you missed our first initial walkthrough, make sure to check that one out. And if you like this video, like and subscribe below. For more information on how to flip your next mid-century house or any house in general, check me out on jamesdainard.com or for more walkthrough videos at Project RE on YouTube.